Hey guys, Josh here, and today I thought we'd take a look at another one of the original Decepticon Headmasters. This is Generation 1 Weirdwolf. Now, if you want any kind of breakdown of where the Headmasters came from and how they were created, I kind of touched on that in the Skullcruncher review, so if you want to check that out, feel free. But I'm mainly going to focus on the toy on this one. This guy right here, in the American release version of the cartoon, his name was Monzo. He is one of the Nebulons, and he basically connected to Weirdwolf, which was already a Decepticon Transformer, had his head, and he basically just went in there to kind of help him out. Now, in the Japanese Headmaster series, this is Weirdwolf instead of Monzo, and this is just his transector. It's kind of like a pilot that just gets in a ship. So that's kind of the short breakdown of it. But not a bad little bitty figure here. I do want to show a couple of comparisons with some of the other little Headmaster guys here. Whoops. Here you have Mind Wipe that we haven't gone over yet. Here is Skull, or Skull Cruncher. If I can get him to stand, his legs are a little bit loose there. And here you can see him side by side with the Encore, Spike or Fort Max figure here. So you can see that they're all kind of the same size. But the one problem that I have is this being an Encore release. I don't know if the head is just a little bit too long there or what the problem is. But whenever I fold this guy up and try to put him in Weirdwolf or any of the other original Headmasters, he doesn't quite fit all the way down. All the rest of these guys can be interchangeable, and you kind of see that in the cartoon as well, or the Japanese series, the Headmasters. But that's something that I wanted to point out for you guys that were wondering about getting an Encore Fort Max and kind of wondering if you could switch the heads around. So maybe it's just a little bit too big. But we'll kind of move him to the side and move these guys to the side as well. One little comparison that I wanted to show off that I did not do with Skullcruncher is kind of show him with another Generation 1 Transformer. So this is Dinobot Slag. He came from, a little bit of the early days where Weirdwolf did not appear until, Season 4 or, the Japanese Headmaster series. But there they are. As you can see, that the Transformers, they started getting a lot bigger, and the robots were a lot taller as well. But there he is. Cool little figure, and I do have another original, from the early days Smokescreen G1, so I can show you in robot mode as well. But as far as articulation, this guy does have quite a bit for his, wolf mode here. He can open and close his mouth. You can see that it can kind of go up and down. Back in G1, that was quite a bit. His tail can go, up and down as well, so it's kind of like he's wagging his tail, he's all happy. And as far as his arms here, the legs kind of stay in a stationary mode. I mean, there's really not a whole lot you can do there. But this section right here, I like that pose. It's very simple, but you could swing his shoulder back and then, swing this forward to where it kind of gives him that walking pose. So it doesn't look too bad, really doesn't hinder anything. I like it. Another thing that I wanted to kind of show off real quick before we get into the transformation is just like the other Headmasters, Monzo or Weirdwolf, he can actually fit in there. Now if you wanted to put him like he was riding, he can just ride just like so. There's a little shot of him there. But the problem is you can't close the door here. So there's a couple of ways you could do it, but no way can you put him to where he's just kind of sitting in there like it's a cockpit and closed there. So I have to shut this all the way down, and there you go. Then you finally got him in there. But at least it keeps you from losing the Headmaster, which if you look online, you're trying to buy one of these guys. This is probably the most expensive out of the 3 Decepticon Headmasters. I don't know why. It was the only one that I didn't own whenever I was a child, but I ended up having to pick all 3 up here again here lately, and they're quite expensive. But this guy's the most expensive, maybe because he wasn't that popular back then. I still think that he's probably the worst one, even though I do like his wolf mode. Let's go ahead and get him transformed. Get his little Headmaster out of here. Give you a close-up at the head. You just flip that back, and there you go. Again, not too bad. Do like the head sculpt. The transformation is quite simple there. I just wish they would have done something with the eyes. Maybe that's something that I'll add, maybe some stickers, decals, so I don't devalue the figure. And you see that the little guy Monzo here, his face is red as well. Let's see. So not too bad. Put him to the side. This is what his weapon will look like if you're looking to pick him up. It's completely different from all the rest, just like pretty much the Transformers have carried out, except for whenever you get into like smoke screen, prow, and stuff like that. The other accessory that you'll need if you're to pick him up, just like Skullcruncher, his tail becomes a sword, which is a really cool feature, but it makes him one of the reasons why he's a little bit more expensive than ones like Mind Wipe, where he only has 2 accessories. But we'll go ahead and set those to the side. Go ahead and close it up, close his mouth, and then we will just come back with these hind legs here. Go ahead and extend those, and this just comes up just like so. Let me go ahead and adjust the camera for us. Then that's basically him standing up. You're going to come back with this section, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of kibble back there. So that's one of the reasons I really don't like him, and he's quite thick right through here, and I'll show you comparisons with the other Decepticon Headmasters. Alright, and we'll get these elbows in place. Go ahead and head on. And one thing I didn't show with Skullcruncher is the stats. It shows that his intelligence is all the way up, strength and speed are kind of about at a 7. But again, this guy really wasn't that smart. It was really Mind Wipe was the most, the smartest one, and Skullcruncher was kind of the dumbest one. But it still shows that he's very smart as well. But we'll just kind of close that up. As far as articulation, he does have it here at the shoulder. He has it at the elbow as well. He can go 90 degrees there. Can go a little bit back, but he's hindered with this. The legs, they don't really do a whole lot. He can move there, and he can go forward with his knee. Go ahead and get him accessoried up. And I really wouldn't recommend buying this guy unless you get all the accessories. Some people, they just want the figure and they don't care about having the weapons. But you need the sword if you're going to be putting him in Weirdwolf mode. If you don't, then he just kind of looks stupid. But you can see that he's got that short arm syndrome. And even if you extend it all the way out here, they don't go very far past his chest. So you really need those weapons to kind of compensate. Just like, G1 Razor Claw and Rampage. But pushing him back to the side, we will bring in Mind Wipe just for comparison. Go ahead and put his head on as well. And I'll go ahead and right now and show you Skullcruncher's specs there. As you can see, his strength is all the way up, speed's very slow, but intelligence, he's like at a 9. It should probably be more at a 3, but it's whatever. But does look very good, and it's something that I showed off in the previous video with him. But if you didn't see that, I wanted you to see them all 3 together because this is the best way that they look. As you can see, he's also the shortest one out of the group. And I do like how both of their legs are split in between. That's something that I wish they would have done with Skullcruncher here. But whenever you look at, just back kibble, this looks a lot better, a little bit more streamlined because of the crocodile head versus, all this junk back here. He's like really short and thick. So a couple of other comparisons that I did want to show you guys, or just one really. You can kind of see the size, and like I pointed out, that he's a lot shorter than the other two, and this is what we're a little bit more accustomed to getting from some of those Diaclone series that came over for Transformers. Smokescreen and Red Alert, they're all about this size, and this guy's just a giant compared to them. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. I should do Mind Wipe later on this week, and maybe I'll have another episode review for you guys. So talk to you later. Have a good day.